Over the last couple of days, I've had a ton of time to sit back and reflect and just think about the crypto market. And throughout this period of reflection, I've started to recognize that there is something that many crypto investors are doing that, quite frankly, I think is wrong. I think many crypto investors have a perspective on the market that I simply just do not agree with. They're doing something I simply just do not agree with. And I wanted to share that with you all today. Now, this video is going to be a little less formal. It's going to be more of just a one-on-one conversation. So I hope you guys do enjoy that style. So let me know if you do. But let's kind of talk about what this thing is, why I think it's wrong, and how I personally would fix it. Okay. Now, I also want to let you know if you are someone who does this, please let me know in the comment sections below so I know if I'm appealing to those of you who are watching. Now, what is this thing? What is this thing? The thing that people are doing that I believe is wrong here in the crypto market is generating their current ideology of crypto based on purely historical information. That's the complicated way of saying it. The easy way of saying it is that everyone is basing their decisions of what to do right now purely and only, which is a very important word, only off of what has happened historically. Let me give you a couple examples. The Santa Claus rally. In December, everybody said, well, every single year crypto rallies around Christmas, so therefore it's going to rally around this Christmas. I'm going to buy some crypto. And of course, it's all a little bit of a rally, but not much. Everyone was disappointed. They called crypto a scam. The next one, the post-year halving, right? Everyone said the quarter, January, February, and March of the year that follows the halving year is always bullish. It's always the most bullish quarter of all time. So I'm going to buy a whole bunch of crypto in November and December so that whenever it does pump in January, February, and March, I'll take some profits and I'll leave. I'll get rich. It'll be easy, right? Do you see the repeating pattern here of people saying, well, it always does this, so I'm just going to do this, right? This is where a problem really gets deep. And it really lies there. And there are countless examples, even just, guys, just from the last couple of weeks, from the last couple of months, even just the last year. There have been countless examples over and over and over again of people saying, well, this always happens, right? We always see this month or this week or this event or this thing go this way. So, of course, I'm going to buy. And I believe that to be a mistake. Now, one part of this is not a mistake. Let me kind of explain what I mean here. And trust me, I know this may be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to bring it all together. Just trust me here. I don't believe it's a mistake to look at history to help you create your strategies. Clearly. I think strategies are the only way that you can win in crypto, quite frankly. And the only way to create a strategy is to assess historical data. So I'm not saying looking at history is the problem. I'm not saying that's the bad thing. What I'm saying is people are only basing their decisions off of just historical data without factoring in mutations or adaptations, evolutions, whatever you want to call it, just changes. Everyone is saying, okay, let me give you an example. Everyone will say, let's go back to the January, February, March example. Someone would say, January, February, and March of the year that follows the halving is always bullish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 100% in. I'm going to take all my cash. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin because, of course, it has to go up because that's what it always does. And what they're not doing is they're not factoring in the fact that they might be wrong. You see, what they're saying is because historically this has always happened, there's no chance that it's not going to happen. So they're not factoring in possible adaptations to the market, changes in the market, mutations in the market, right? They're not factoring in the fact that the coding might change. And that's a problem. Because anybody who went 100% into the world of crypto in November or December, realistically, is probably down now. They're probably at a loss now. And had they factored in the fact that they might be wrong, if they wouldn't have only based their strategy purely off of historical data and factored in the possibility of changes, then they would have some cash to be lowering their dollar cost average, maybe even to the degree that they're positive right now. You see, what they could have done back in those days is said this. This is a correct way of looking at it, at least in my opinion. January, February, and March are extremely bullish periods within the world of crypto. So I do expect that January, February, and March, or quarter one of 2025, is going to be a very bullish period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a percentage of the cash that I have, let's say 60, 70%, and I'm going to start buying right now because we only have a couple months left until quarter one. And as we enter into quarter one, I'm going to gauge the way the market responds. If it starts getting extremely bullish, I'll buy in little bitty pieces and start taking profits as the market goes up, but leaving a little bit of cash on the side for a rainy day. And if the market goes down, I'll start putting a lot more money into the market, being able to lower down my dollar cost, and then I'll be able to adapt to what's happening in the market, lower that average cost, protect myself from some of the opportunity cost, and now I'm in a spot to where I can actually be buying into a red market rather than being pissed off because the market's down and I want 100% in. Do you see how one example was like, oh, I'll just go 100% in right now. And then when the market does what it's done recently, which is go down, they're just mad and they call crypto a scam. And the other example, the second example, is them factoring in the fact that it might not happen that way. They might just be wrong. And now they need to adapt to it. Do you see the difference? That's the thing that I think most people are forgetting to do. I think most crypto investors are saying, okay, well, summertime is always bad in crypto. So I'm going to sell all of my crypto in May or June, and I'll just buy it back in August or September. And sure, that might happen. But the reality of it is that it also might not. People need to stop assuming that something is going to happen because it happened in history. It is okay to understand history. It is okay to create a strategy based off of history, but you need to take a sliver of your strategy and reserve it for the fact that something might change, something might go wrong, something might break, something might not go right. Because if you don't do that, you are positioning yourselves to be all in. You're positioning yourself to just be at the mercy of the market. And that's why so many people are in the spot that they're in right now. You know how many retail investors would be in a better spot if they didn't go all in November and December, expecting January, February, and March to be the most bullish months of the forever? So many. They'd be in a better spot. People wouldn't be calling crypto a scam. People wouldn't be mad because they'd be buying in. They'd still have cash left over. They'd be dollar cost averaging right now. They'd be getting lower prices. They'd be happy. They'd be retail swapping. I mean, they'd be so good. But instead, everyone just assumed that Bitcoin was going to do amazing. They just assumed that everything was going to go amazing. And well, what do you know? It didn't. And now we're in a spot where everyone's calling crypto a scam and retail investors are leaving in droves in levels I've never even seen before. You got to stop making that mistake. If you create your strategy, if you do something, you have to assume something might go wrong. In the world of trading, we call these invalidation levels. These are the points in which we are just wrong, and we either need to exit that trade or readjust that trade, or add some margin, remove some margin. We got to make a change, but people aren't doing that, and that's why so many people are wrong, and they're losing, and it's frustrating. I'm going to be honest, it's frustrating, guys, and I don't want that to be you. So going forward, how do I take all of what I just said and how do I make this practical? Going forward, what do you need to do? Whenever you decide that you're going to buy or you're going to sell, and the reason that you're buying or selling is based off of historical data, I need you to factor in the idea that you may be wrong. So let me give you an example. As I mentioned earlier, let's say, for example, you are someone who believes the sell in May and go away idea, right? Which means that in crypto, you should sell in May and then just disappear and then come back in August or September. Because historically, May, June, July have been terrible months in crypto. If that is you, I want you to add a little bit of complexity to that strategy. I want you to make it a little bit more layered. I want you to look at that strategy and think, okay, maybe I don't just sell everything in May. Maybe what I do is I sell 60%, 70% in May. And then throughout the rest of June, I'm going to slowly start exiting. And what this allows me to do is play the market a little bit. If in June the market's still pumping, hey, I'm glad you didn't sell everything. And if June the market's dumping, well, you're still taking out some of those levels. And sure, you'll be selling at a little bit more of a loss than you were, but you gave yourself the opportunity just in case the market went the other way. That's the idea, okay? I love your thoughts about this down below. Again, I know this wasn't my structured, typical video. It wasn't the normal, structured, professional, formal type of video we create here on the channel. And I hope you guys do enjoy these. And sometimes I just want to throw my ideas at you and just kind of put it out there, especially in the market's boring right now. Not much is going on. You're not missing anything, trust me. And just get your thoughts. So let me know your thoughts in the description below. And let me know if this is something that you've been a victim of as well. Because I know I surely have. I did this for years, right? Buy in December, Santa Claus rally, Pumptober, all this BS. Doesn't really transpire well. These little narratives that are based off of history are simply just tools from whales to manipulate you, in my opinion. And so I've been a victim of it, and I wonder if you have too. So let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this in general, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.